Hi guys, this is the core Prac for Young's Modulus. Here we see a pulley connected onto the bench. We have a wire here that is wrapped around the pulley, wrapped around this mass hanger of 100 grams. Now this copper wire, 32 SWG copper wire, is stretched and made taut by this hanging mass. Now if we turn and look down the bench, we will see that this wire is connected to this section here. So here we have a wooden block, the wire in between two wooden blocks, and a G-clamp to hold it tight. Using a marker, I have coloured in the end of the wire where it's clamped into the wooden block, and the reason why I've done that is to recognise if the wire slips through this wooden block that I've clamped it down with. Okay, so if it does slip, I should be able to see copper wire that is not coloured green that slides out. I have a pointer attached to the wire made out of card, and that pointer is pointing at 70 centimeters. I've lined that up to point exactly there. Now this is the pulley side of the wire, and we are measuring the extension of the wire from the fixed end where the two blocks have clamped that wire. To measure the cross-sectional area, I am going to use a micrometer. Okay, so this micrometer I will use to get the diameter. Now I'll add 100 grams to the hanger, and I will measure the extension. Okay, so the pointer is pointing at 70 on the ruler, and the original length of this wire, it has been already measured, is 2.8 meters up to this pointer from where it is secured by the two wooden blocks. The diameter we measured using the micrometer is quite consistent along the wire at 0.28 millimeters. Adding the first mass of 100 grams, let's see how much the extension increases. I would say that's not sufficiently high, but I would say it's somewhere in between 0.5 millimeters and 1 millimeters. I will leave you to decide on what that extension is. I'm adding the next weight on, 200 grams, okay, and the extension has increased to 1 millimeter. That looks bang on. So first one, I would be more inclined to say that was 0.5 millimeters. Now I'm adding on another weight of 300 grams, okay. And what I see here is the extension has gone up by another 0.5 millimeter and we have an extension of around about 1.5 millimeters for 300 grams. Adding on another weight, 400 grams, we have an extension of round about 2 millimeters here for 400 grams. I'll add on another 100 grams. And that is looking like 2.5 millimeters as the extension for 500 grams. You're now going to add another weight, 600 grams in total, and we have got an extension of 3 millimeters for 600 grams. Now we'll go to 700 grams, and we have an extension of 3.5 millimeters. We're going to add another 100 grams, so we're on 800 grams, and now the extension is at 4 millimeters. And we will go to 900 grams. And we have an extension of approximately 5.5 millimeters. We have got 1,000 grams added now, and we'll see the extension. Here we can see there's a large increase in the length just by adding that one extra 100 grams. So what we have seen there, and it's still going, the length is still extending. Okay, throughout this experiment, it's important to wear goggles just in case this wire snaps. Chances are low at this weight. However, if it hits your eyes, that can cause a lot of damage. So right now we have got an extension of 3.5 centimeters, and it seems to still be going to about 3.6 centimeters, 3.7, and we haven't added on any weights yet. Okay, so what we've got here, most likely this region is beyond the elastic limit, and which most likely will cause a permanent deformation. Okay, so here we've got 4 centimeters extension just by adding on that 100 grams. And I'm just going to go to the other side to see if this wire is slipping. And the wire is still in its exact same position, locked down, and it hasn't slipped. I did colour that end in, and if I saw a bare copper wire where the colour shows a clear gap, then it would be slipping. And now this is continuously going. Now, I'm not going to hang around and wait. I'm just going to remove the weights one by one, and I'm going to see if the wire returns back to its original position where it was the 70 centimeter mark on the ruler. So right now I've removed all the weights, and the pointer has not returned back to the 70 centimeter position as we had right at the beginning. Now can you plot your results rather than have mass as the independent variable? You need weight in newtons, and your extension is your dependent variable. Use these two to draw a graph, and from there I would like you to work out the Young's modulus of this copper wire.